Okay, good morning. You're on to grade 12 mathematics, and today we'll be considering SURDS as has been the case for a while. We'll be looking at things that have to do with division of SURDS, and that is sometimes called, then maybe that'll take us to something like rationalization, and as the case may be, towards conjugate, and how you multiply brackets in SURD. All right, so let's look at division. To help us with this, we'll be looking at exercise 1.5, and I will start off with question. Let me start with question 3, exercise 1.5, and I'll start off with from question 3. Oh, the question is, what textbook are we using? Oh, we're using Essential Mathematics. That is my official text for this online program, Essential Mathematics. This is for SS3, and my choice of this is based on the fact that Essential has lots and lots of questions that are quite interesting, especially if you want to do well in mathematics, right? Here we go. So question 3. I'm starting with exercise 1.5 and question 3. Now look at this. It says A. Let's look at question A. Square root of 24 times 2 root 18 all over root 20 times 3 root 2. So how do you solve that? How do you handle a problem like that? Now, this will be equal to what? You need to look for, like I told us before, you need to look for what is root 24. By now, you should be able to mentally know that when you break this, for those of us who are just watching this video for the first time, we break this to a perfect square and another number, which is 4 times 6. And so this will eventually give us what? 2 root what? 6. So here will be what? 2 root 6 times. We look at root 18, and that will be 2 times 9, and that will be what? 3 root 2. Are you seeing that? So 3 root 2 times this 2 will give me what? 6 root 2. Now over the square root of 20 will be what? 4 times 5. Are you seeing that? So this will be what? 2 root 5. That will be 2 root 5 times 3 root 2. Now, let me give us a little trick. Now, when I handle SURD, I always take topics from the mentality that, please let's watch this carefully, because I believe that one of the greatest challenge students face today is that we previously have taught them to tie themselves to a particular mindset when it comes to problem. No. A good mathematician is like a martial artist. While you have trained, the most important thing is to counter another person's move, you must be able to recognize what is this person going to do. 1, 2, what is the best move to make in event of this? Now, if I go strictly on how we're taught SURD, would have been okay, multiply this and whatever, but I can see root 2 and root 2 here. I can cancel out. Because my fundamental knowledge of math says that if things are the same, I can cancel out. So I cancel out. That's the advantage of what is called previous knowledge. I cancel that one out. Any other thing I can cancel out. The first thing you must take note of in a question like this. This is 2 and this is what? 1. So I will then rewrite this. This will now be 2 root 6 over root 5. It is at this point I can now do what? Rationalize. I will now multiply by root 5 over root 5. Remember, the objective of rationalization is to make the denominator a rational number. So that will give me what? 2 root 30 over 5. And this becomes your final answer. So that takes care of that question. That's for question 3A. So let's go to question 3B. In question 3B, we are told 4 root 5 times 3 root 2 all over root 32 times root 100. Root 32 times root 100. Now, how do we handle this one? If you look at this one, you can find the square root of 100 right away. Is that not? That's it. So the real issue you have is this one. What is root 32? It is what? The square root of what? 16 times 2, which will give me what? 4 root 2. Have you seen that? So my next line will now try to itemize all the issues I have taken care of. Are you seeing it? So this, I can cancel this right away. So I don't know how you have been taught SURD before now, but you notice that I am not just solving SURD, I'm trying to have your knowledge of SURD upgraded. Your solving mathematical problems cannot be complete if you cannot connect it to the previous knowledge. And that's the reason why you notice the Marvel Cinematic Universe seems to be edge way ahead of every other industry, every other player in the industry, because this is a simple technique they use. You will always be able to connect to all that. And that's why you hear things like Easter eggs, Easter eggs. Maths is best when you go through this concept of Easter eggs. You see, oh, was that the reason why I learned something before? Oh, was that why this character was there? That's the beautiful thing about applying what is obtainable today to solving problems. So this 4 can go with this 4. And I'll be left with what? 3 root 5 over 10. That's the solution to the problem. So let's go to 3C. In 3C, we have 2 root 50 times 3 root 21 all over 5 root 2 times what? 7 root what? 42. Now, here you have to be very careful. The examiner, I think, is a little tricky here. I'm going to use a different approach to solve this problem. Reason being that by way of experience, I'm already seeing a pattern. Now look at this. If you divide 50 by 2, you get 25. So if I'm going to solve this problem now, what I'm going to do will be, look at this. So now I'm going to apply a previous knowledge we had gathered. Look at this. I'll simply say this. I'll pick 2. I'll pick these 3 times what? I will now pick the square root of what? 50 over what? 2 times, I'll pick, look at this now, I'll now pick the square root of what? 21 over 42 over, I have 5, I have what? 7. I seen it. So what I'm going to have will be this 2 times 3 times the square root of 25 all over. Now, this is 1 over 2. The square root of 1 is 1. So that will be what? 5 times 7 times what? The square root of what? 2. Remember that this, I don't want to write so much. It's the same thing as, I see that, which will be equal to what? So what is this one? The square root of this one is what? 5. Is that not? The square root of 25 is 5. So you see what we're trying to do, that the square root of 25 is 5. So this will now give me 3, or rather 2 times 3 times what? 5 all over what? 5 times 7 times root 2. This 5 will go with this 5. And this will give me 6 over 7 root 2. Now, what you need to do is to take care of the root 2. I know I have told us that it is this root 2 that is the problem, not 7 root 2. It is this root 2 that is the problem, not 7 root 2. And you really need to pay attention here. I don't know how you've been taught before now, but I'm taking a different approach. So this will now be 6 times root 2 over 7 root 2 times what? Root 2. Which will give me 6 root 2 over 7 times 2, which will finally be root will give you 3 root 2 over 7. So that's the solution to question 3C. Now let's look at 3D. 3D says root 7 times 5 root 44 times root 12 all over root 20 times root 77. Right? Now, if you look at this question carefully, I can do a number of things. Now, I'm going to use a very different approach here now. I watch carefully. Watch what I'm going to do here. Here, this one is root 7 times 44 is actually 4 times 11. 44 is what? 4 times 11. I can find the square root of 4, which is 2, times this one gives me 10, root 11. Watch that. Times 12 is what? 3 times 4. Square root of 4 is 2. Divided by, now look at 20. 20 is actually what? 5 times 4. 20 is what? 5 times 4. So I can find the square root of 4. And that will be 2. So that will be 2 root 5 times the square root of what? 77. I can't do anything about this. So if you watch carefully now watch your word, because I'm going to do something that will be a little shocking now. I can cancel this. And this will go, I will get what? Or maybe I keep this one, I leave this one. Let me not disturb this. It will cancel with these two. Sometimes it depends on what you're seeing. Now, look at this. Remember that the square root of 77 is actually what? 7, square root of 7 times square root of 11. So if I cancel this, I can cancel these two. So I'm going to have that this will now be what? 10 root 3 divided by what? Root 5. So at this point, I'll multiply top and bottom by root 5. Are you seeing that? Which will now give me 10 root 15 over 5. This 5 go here 1, this 5 go here 2. And this will give me 2 root 15. So that's the answer for question 3D. So with that,